Hey everybody, how's it going? Wanted to do a quick little, just kind of story while I sit and play some Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Two things actually. I was just trying to get my recording software to work, and after about 20 minutes of fidgeting with it, I realized I had Netflix open, and when you have Netflix open, NVIDIA broadcast stuff doesn't, or not broadcast, NVIDIA Shadow Play stuff doesn't really enjoy that, so it doesn't let you record. But anyway, yeah, I can say more if you guys would like. It seems I'm going to keep saying it because I don't know how to speak. Anyway, I wanted to tell the story about how I came to play Oblivion, and Oblivion being one of my favorite games, as there's a major graphical glitch in front of me. So as a kid, when I stayed with my dad, on the weekends we would go to Blockbuster after he'd pick me up from school, and our first stop would be Blockbuster to rent a game, or a game or two. He would usually get one, and I would usually get one, and we'd play over the weekend. I forget what year it was. Oblivion was, I mean, this was the year of Blockbuster Video, so it was a while ago. But it was a good time. It was very fun, and we always went and got a game and then rented it and maybe a movie or two, and then went back to his house and we stayed up all the time just playing games. And the reason I could probably blame my addiction or hobby, whatever you want to call it, on video games on my dad, because he was the same way. He's fallen off. He's not on as much as he used to be, but I mean, he played, Lord of the Rings. I think the Return of the King on PC. It was so fun watching him play that. It was just good nostalgia memories when I think back on it all. But anyway, so the start of the whole thing is my cousins had originally told me about this game called Oblivion, and in passing, I didn't play. I played Pokemon. I played other games. I played Call of Duty, Halo. The basic stuff. Never anything off that. I didn't play RPGs. It wasn't really my thing yet. But then, my dad and I went to Blockbuster, and Oblivion was on there. And he goes, "Hey, listen, Bray, listen, Bray. The last weekend when I rented this game called Oblivion, it was so cool." And he was telling me, like, you could be like a dark elf and all this crazy stuff, and he was just explaining the game to me in the car, and I vividly remember sitting in the backseat of his car, and when he told me that, I just pictured a literal like a Christmas elf, like that, but he was just like a dark blue, and that was it. Like, I thought that was the dark elf. Like, I thought that was it, and I was like, that alone sounds fucking cool. I don't know why, but it was just the first thing. It was so funny, and I extremely in detail remember sitting in the back of his car when we were discussing it. It was just funny. Anyway, so we get it, we take it back, and he hands me the controller for the Xbox. He's like, "All right, well, you're gonna make a character," and I'm like, "Okay." So I think at that time, I think we ended up making a wood elf, or I think that was like the first character I had made, and yeah, that was it. We started the process of going through the tutorial, the first little dungeon you go through from the prison. And I was so afraid of it, because like, this is the first time I'd played an RPG. Like, this wasn't my norm. I was just like, dude, this is fucking scary. There's rats. You're telling me there's rats, and there's all this, this craziness going on. I mean, I didn't pay attention to the story, but I was afraid of the first little zone. I'm like, you gotta do this for me, Dad. I can't. Like, you run through it. I'll watch, and I'll play when we get out. So, hold on, I'm getting screwed over here. I might need to drink some potions. But yeah, so I told him, I'm like, you gotta do this. So he ends up doing it and getting us through the little tutorial area, and I get sent off out into the world of Tamriel and Cyrodiil, and it was just a wonderful time. I remember just roaming around the countrysides, exploring, you know, killing the imps and mud crabs and wolves and nothing crazy yet. I didn't go into the dungeons. That shit was too scary for me. I wasn't a fan of doing that. So yeah, but it was just a great weekend that weekend. And then we played a lot. We played some other games and all that stuff. Like I wasn't fully attached to it yet, but I remember enjoying it. And then my cousins told me about this game. Like, oh, I've played that game. I've played it. You know? And he's like, all right, well, we've got it. You've got an Xbox. Let's play it. So they come over, and they were 4 years older than me at the time, so they understood the game more than I did. But they brought it over. We sat down. We made a Breton named Sergio, or however you would. I think we pronounce it Sergio, but I don't think that's technically how the name is pronounced in the native language that it is. But yeah, we sat down. We made a Breton because we were like, we want to do magic, and we sat down and we played for hours, just doing. I think we did the Mages Guild. I did the Thieves Guild or Fighters Guild, and then like we were all taking turns at the time of playing, so we'd rotate. Like, oh, this person got to do this quest, you know, a couple quests for this guild, and just kind of rotated along those lines, and it was so fun. But after that, I'm like, okay, I gotta buy it now. I have to own this game. And I made it my goal to save up enough from chores to buy Oblivion. And after a while, I did. You know, we went and bought it from the store. And to tell you how long ago this was, I had owned the rated T version. So there was a time when Oblivion was released. I don't know how quick it was. I could probably look it up. But I owned it when it was rated T for teen. It was not rated M at the moment. Like it had still had the original rating, which not often did games change rating that I had ever seen. I think it was one of the only times I've ever seen a game go from one rating to another. So yeah, I own the rated T version, and I probably still have it somewhere here around some of my boxes from moving. So I've moved a lot, so I don't know if I could find it necessarily right now. But yeah, so I owned it, and my character was an orc named Agathare, and I played the shit out of Oblivion. It was my go-to game. For a very long time. I just died and didn't save it all throughout that dungeon, so this is gonna be fun. I played it a lot. I put more than thousands of hours into that game, as it was like the game I played. I ended up owning every house. I ended up owning basically everything that you could own in Oblivion. I owned it, and I had chest on chest full of magical loot. I was the hero of Kvatch. I was the hero of Cyrodiil. I completed the main story. I completed Dark Brotherhood, Mages Guild, Fighters Guild, everything that the game gave me to play. I made it my goal to complete, and I did. I did a lot of conjuration magic, a lot of two-handed and sword and shield. I kind of did a little bit of everything. Then I found out there was DLC in the expansions, and you bet your ass I bought those expansions and played through them and beat them over and over again. This was a game that I played for years, and as you can see, still do. It's one of the games that I will always come back to probably once a year and play. And yeah, it made me have an addiction to creating new characters and trying new builds and just constantly making new characters. But it's one of my favorite one of my favorites altogether. And yeah, it's just great. Sorry about that. I had to take a work call. Anyway, yeah, I played the shit out of it as on that character. Ended up, you know, making more characters, more builds, and doing more things. And after that, my growth for RPGs just became crazy. I would constantly play RPGs, and it became like the only thing I liked was single-player RPGs. I mean, I played other games, but not as much as I played Oblivion and soon to be Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, you know, any RPG from back in that era. I played, and I played a lot of it. It was something I constantly did. I save real quick. But yeah, it's just one of those good memories I have of you know, playing games as a kid. It's always good thinking back on, you know, being a kid, playing the nostalgia games, and coming back and revisiting them, and finding spots and remembering memories from doing things. Like, one of my favorites actually is trying to figure out the ring quest for the Mages Guild. That took me so long to realize that it was carry weight issue that I could not figure out what happened. I was like, why can't I move anymore? And yeah, it was fucking hilarious. It took me so long to figure out that, oh, this ring weighs a fuck ton, and this is the issue. I need to unequip, I need to drop the ring and get rid of it. I need to hide this ring, or, you know, whatever I need to do. Come back here, you nerd. Oh, please. There we go. But, I mean, there was that quest, and then you have the rat quest from the Fighters Guild. Like, these are all, you know, pretty entry quests, but the memories with them, I can still, like, remember just playing through them. You know, getting Shadowmere, you know, and going into the Oblivion Gates, and getting lost for literal hours, just trying to figure out how in the hell I was supposed to do this gate. And as a kid, like, I didn't know how to do any of that. I was so lost. I was so dumb that I would never have figured any of that out. Like, I'm lost right now. I don't know where I've been and where I haven't been. I think it came up from there, so let's go up here. I think. Yeah, this is the right way. But yeah, it's just one of those games that I just have a love for, and will always have that. And I hope that, you know, other people who, you know, watch my videos even, or just in general, I hope everyone has a game like that where they can think back to, that's cool, and just remember, you know, a good time in life. You know, it's rough out there right now. Very rough. Seems like everyone's having issues, and there's always something going on, and it's never just a quick, hey, you have to just get up and work today. It's always something more. Like getting zapped with lightning in one shot, because that was a very strong spell. My point to the video is I just wanted to sit and talk for a little bit, and I've been having a real tough time in life. And tough to a point, not extreme. I'm okay, but it's just one of those times where it's just one of those days or weeks or months, whatever it's turned into, where I'm just not sure, and nostalgia is what is giving me the, you know, the happy juices in the brain to keep pushing on. So I mean, if any of you out there ever have any issues, talk to your friends. If you don't have friends, play a game, read a book, watch a movie, something that gives you that nostalgia feel, because it will help. It'll make you think back to good times, and remember that there'll be more good times. They don't stop. It may seem like they do, but they don't. There'll always be new memories in the future, and more fun times. Except right now, where I've trapped myself between 3 necromancers and just get exploded. But either way. Yeah, just kinda wanted to sit and talk for a little bit, so if you guys stuck through it this long, I appreciate you, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I said I wasn't sure when I'd fully be back to doing videos, but I think for a while I want to do stuff like this, and just talk about memories, and sit, play games, and just have fun. Not be worried about what's around the corner, not be, yeah, just kind of be able to sit and chill. And with the games I normally play, that can't happen. So don't expect any of the craziness that is Ready or Not or any of those anytime soon. I think I'm going to stick with doing a swap to the stuff that I grew up with and enjoy playing, and just have I can sit and relax and play without yeah, if that makes sense. There they go. But yeah, I'm gonna do, I guess, record a little more of the dungeon. Maybe, I don't know. Nah, I'll stop. Thank you all for sticking around and hanging out, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I've realized I say that repeatedly over and over again. I'm from the Midwest. We say we're done talking, and then we keep talking, and then we say goodbye again, and again and again and again. So I apologize, but once again, and hopefully for the final time this video, have a wonderful day and a safe weekend.